So this is Dr. Shannon Tran, founder of Achieve with Ease, and I'm really excited to offer this Master Your Money
Yeah, I wouldn't.
class.
Boy.
And if you can please put yourself on mute, that would be great. Otherwise, we can all hear you speaking. So please put yourself on mute. And that way we can go ahead and get started. So I'm going to put just another message in the chat to please put yourself on mute. And then if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. So thank you so much. If you're not on mute, go ahead and put yourself on mute. And I may end up doing that as well. Okay, great. So again, this is Dr. Shannon Tran, and I'm a founder of Achieve with Ease, and I'm really excited to offer this free Master Your Money Mindset class. And in this class, we're going to work on really getting to know our relationship with money, clear our money blocks, so we can really be in the driver's seat of our relationship with money and understand what's holding us back in being able to receive more abundance in our life, and just feel a lot more comfortable as we move forward in being able to ask for what we need, feel comfortable being able to really have all the resources that we need and make the best decisions for ourselves when it comes to our relationship with money. If you don't know me already, I am a clinical psychologist, I'm a coach and an author, and I really love to help people excel in their life and really have the right skill set, the right mindset, and take the right action in order to get the life of their dreams and really create a life of pure happiness and success, whatever that looks like for you. What I'm going to do is share my screen because I do have some things that are going to be super helpful for you to work through. And I'm also going to be attaching a worksheet as well. So let's see if I can move this over here. Okay, so in this Master Your Money Mindset class, we are going to work on revealing your biggest money mindset block, get you back in the driver's seat of your relationship with money, and go through a powerful exercise to clear your money block. So who's up for that? Like, if you're ready for this, if you want to find out what's holding you back, get yourself back in the driver's seat of your finances and really go through a process that's going to help you get to your next level, put a note in the chat, give yourself like a pat on the back, just something to get yourself really excited about showing up for yourself in a powerful way and really getting what you need to get out of here. So want to start with just helping you see what are some common money beliefs that keep people stuck in their relationship with money. Some common ones is thinking that money is bad or the root of all evil. Believing like they have to be poor to be close to God or to be a good person. A lot of people feel afraid of money. They don't feel like they're good with money, or they don't know what to do with their money. I've heard people feel that they don't feel safe to take money, whether it's people offering for their services or promotion or whatever it may be. They don't feel safe or comfortable asking for money. A lot of people believe money causes problems. A lot of people believe they have to suffer to make money or work super hard, or they don't think they're worthy of money. Or they think that like making more money means you're going to be working a lot more hours. And what I have found is that that's really not necessarily true. So if you have any or all of these beliefs, you're definitely in the right place, because we want to clear these negative money beliefs. And remember, a mindset isn't just about our beliefs. It's also about our feelings, our expectations, what we can allow for ourselves. So one of the things I want to invite you to do is really notice how you feel when it comes to money. one of the things I started to pay attention to was like when I spent money, and even though I had money to spend, I would feel like guilty or uncomfortable, or I would be cheap with myself. Well, that's an issue with my money mindset, right? The block for me was a feeling. And when we have these kinds of blocks, whether they're beliefs or negative emotions or fears or negative expectations, it causes us to either push away or repel money, or have a very difficult time receiving it. And here's what I want to say about this. I know we're talking about money, but what I'm about to share with you, quite honestly, it could apply to any area of your life. That's how powerful this is. So I do recognize we're talking about money, but this is a mindset. So think about how this applies to other areas of your life, other relationships in your life, because I want this to be a super powerful, life-changing experience for you and totally worth your time. And when you can think of it from a broader perspective, that will definitely be the case. So what I want to do now is I'm going to share the worksheet, and I'm going to see if I can actually put it in the chat box. So I'm going to go to chat, and I'm going to share a worksheet that we're going to be using. I will be going through the worksheet, but if you would like to download it, you'll be able to get it from here. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me go to the chat box and see about sharing this. Let me move this over here, and I'm going to pop this somehow right into this chat box. I just need to, all right, open chat. Let's see. Let me get this in there. Okay, here we go. Come on over here. I'm gonna put this here so I can get it in the chat box. All right, here it comes into the chat box. Oh, it doesn't want to come in the chat box. Let's see, is it not coming in the chat box? It is not coming in the chat box, but this is what I will do. Let me see if I can share it through here. Okay, it won't come to the chat box, but here's what I'll do. I'm going to go through this worksheet with you. I'm going to share it on my screen. If you would actually like a copy of it, just email me at support@shannonTran.phd.com. I'll be happy to totally send this to you. So no worries. We will get this to you. So what I'm going to do is let's get started with the actual exercise that's going to help us better identify what are our blocks and powerfully make the difference. So hopefully you guys can see this share screen. I'm going through a little bit of some challenges here. Can anyone see the share screen here? If not, could you please let me know? Share screen. Here it is. Okay. Hopefully you see that. I'm hoping you all see that. If you don't, please let me know. Okay. Let's see. So let's go through this powerful getting to know your relationship with money and block clearing exercise. So here's what I want you to do. And you can either take a piece of paper and a pen. So if you need a moment to grab one, go ahead and do that now. Or you can just sit with yourself and connect with this concept and sort of let it wash over you, whatever works best for you. So what I want you to do is just really take a moment to think about your current relationship with money. And what do you notice? Does it seem like money comes easily to you, or do you feel like you have to work really hard, you have to struggle, you have to sacrifice? Like, just really notice what comes up in your relationship with money. Do you feel like money's not there when you need it? Is there a lot of anxiety or fear or frustration? So take a couple moments to just notice what you notice when it comes to your current relationship with money. And you're going to write that down, because this helps you to connect with what may be going on in this relationship. So just write down whatever fears, thoughts, beliefs, experiences you've had about your relationship with money. And I'm going to be quiet for about 10 seconds to kind of let you connect with yourself and be able to do that. And now I want you to think about, what are your negative beliefs or fears about money? For instance, do you believe you never have enough? or it's hard to make money, or money's bad. So just pay attention to what's the biggest belief about money. And go ahead and write that down. And if there's more than one, that's okay. This is just no judgment here. This is just us getting to kind of know what's there. So if you have multiple ones, just write those down, and we're just noticing right now. We're kind of just noticing what's there. So what are your current beliefs and fears about money? Notice what comes up. Are you afraid there's never enough? Do you feel like money stresses you out? Do you feel like it's not okay to ask for it? Do you feel like you don't deserve it? Do you feel like it's not safe to have it? So for some people, they don't feel it's safe to have money because when they do, other people take it, right? And they don't know quite yet how to say no, or they feel afraid to set a boundary. So just pay attention. You're going to write down your negative beliefs and fears about money. So the next thing I'd like you to do is think about, when it comes to money, how do you typically feel about it? Now we're getting into the feelings, both positive and negative, okay? Do you feel mostly anxious, nervous, scared, intimidated, unworthy? Like, just notice. Or do you feel confident, calm? And see if you can find the dominant feeling, right? Because you may have multiple feelings. See if you can find the dominant feeling. But for now, write all of them down. And notice if a particular feeling keeps coming up over and over and over again. Like, you may find a particular emotion, like fear, frustration. If that comes up more than one, that might be part of the pattern.
I got a Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. So great awareness. And
I didn't realize that was Facial Man.
excuse me. Did I mute myself? I think I did. Hey, Ms. Liz, thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate that. So if I muted myself, let me go and say that one more time. Thank you so much for letting me know. So what is your negative and fears and beliefs about money? So hopefully you had a chance to answer that. And then the next question is, when it comes to money, how do you typically feel? So hopefully you had a chance to answer that. right? So we looked at our dominant feelings. What emotion keeps coming up for you over and over again? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it worry? Do you worry about money? Do you worry it's not going to be there for you when you need it? Do you worry that there's never enough, or you're not going to have enough? Notice the emotion. And then we're right now, what we're talking about is, what does money mean to you? What does it mean to you? Does it mean, if you have money, you're a good person or a bad person, or you matter or don't matter? We all give meaning to money, and you want to look at, what were you told growing up? And if you'd like, you can share in the chat box. Were you told, like, if you're rich, you're going to be bad or unethical? Or just really notice, like, what messages did you receive about money? What did it mean to you? Both good and bad. Did you get mixed messages about money? So really pay attention. What did you associate with money? So one of the things that I recognize when I worked on my relationship with money is I associated love with money, I associated power with money, and I associated happiness with money. And boy, think about that. Those are three big things, right? Because when I didn't have money, I wasn't feeling happy. My happiness was dependent on how much money I had in my bank account. And when that happens, you're going to be stressed out. So really pay attention to, what do you associate with money? Because money, it's just energy. It doesn't have any meaning until we assign meaning to it, right? So just think about that for a second. Money in itself has absolutely no meaning. The only meaning it has is the meaning we assign to it, the power we give to it. And I know we hear a lot of things in society, and society has certain beliefs about, money, but money is simply energy, and it's a means of exchange, right? So it's very important to notice what you associate with money. If your self-worth is tied to your relationship with money, excuse me, you want to notice that, right? And we want to untie it so that your self-worth is based on who you are. So this could be a really powerful and meaty exercise for you in looking at, what does money mean to you, and what do you associate with it? What do you think about? What memories come up when you think about money? All right, good and bad memories. What emotions come up for you? What thoughts come up for you? You're going to write all of these down. Okay, now I want to ask you, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to money? Like, what is your biggest challenge? Is the challenge receiving or earning it? Is the challenge you're afraid to spend it? Is the challenge you're afraid to save it? Or is the challenge in giving? So really pay attention. So I have a relative, and he is so awesome at earning money, but the money flies through his hands. He can't keep it. And even though he makes a great income, I mean, multiple six figures, he can't keep it. He just spends it. And so the block is in being able to hold on to it and to save some for himself, right? And so you want to pay attention to that. Like, where is your biggest struggle? Is the struggle putting aside money for yourself? Is the struggle like you feel like it's hard to earn it, or are you afraid to spend it? So one of my things that I needed to work on was to be comfortable and okay spending it. I was a great saver and a great earner, but I didn't feel comfortable spending. I would feel guilty when I spent. And I needed to work through that so I could spend guilt-free. And when you can spend guilt-free, you're going to feel so much better in your relationship with money, right? You're going to feel at peace because you're going to be able to buy things that you enjoy and enjoy your money. And that helps you have more confidence on what you spend your money on. So pay attention for you, and you may have more than one, and that's totally okay. And you know what's so interesting about this is, and I was actually talking with my mom about this when I went through this exercise with her. And one of the things she shared with me was like, this was a huge eye-opener for her, because she shared that, no one ever educated her about this. Do you know what I mean? Like no one ever, like money was a big secret and no one ever sat down with her and taught her like how to, you know, save money. And she grew up in a time where she kind of expected my dad to do it. And unfortunately, when he didn't, it was difficult for her. And, you know, and she was really disappointed. So this is what we're looking at, like our expectations and, you know, what we grew up with thinking. And so right now I'm really helping her on putting money aside for her and supporting her and helping her put herself first, right? But she didn't even know about this. Like this was a big eye opener for her. And I want you to think about what it may be for you. Like, where is your biggest challenge? And in your biggest challenge, I want you to be thinking about, what are your beliefs in that challenge? What are your fears? What are you like secretly insecure about? You know, sometimes we don't feel like we deserve it, or we don't think it's safe to have it, or we're afraid other people are going to take it. Like this is just for you. You can, you know, share or not share, but this is really you getting to know yourself better and how you feel about money and what's coming up for you. So think about your biggest challenge and go ahead and write that down. And now I want you to, you know, think about what your life would look like when this challenge is gone. Like this challenge is gone. It's gone. And what would your life look like? Take a moment to just sit with that. How would you feel? How would you show up in your life differently? What would you do differently? How would you be differently? How would you think differently? And this is really critical because this is going to help us clear a money block for you. When this challenge is gone, what do you now believe? And you're going to write that down. And this might feel like impossible to you, and that's totally fine. But maybe you feel like, oh, there's going to be enough for me, or I deserve it, or it's safe to have it, or I can handle it, whatever it may be for you. When this challenge is gone, what's the new belief that you would have? Would you feel worthy of it? Would you feel deserving? Like whatever comes up for you, please write that down, because that's what we're going to be working on in clearing this beginning to clear this money block for you, okay? We're going to go through an exercise to help you clear this money block. So take a moment to write it down. If you'd like, you can share it in the chat. Like feel free to just, you know, claim it and declare what it is so we can clear it, right? That's really important. So if it's you don't think you're good enough, or you're don't think you have what it takes, or it stresses you out, like just notice that and you're going to write it down. So for me, once I kind of really got back in the driver's seat of my relationship with money, is what I found is I relaxed. I felt more settled, more confident, and I had a lot more clarity on how I wanted to spend it, right? And so my spending settled down, and meaning what I spent it on, right? So what I gave and when I gave. And what's beautiful is now I don't base it on like what's on my bank account necessarily. It's more about what I feel called to do. So yesterday I just had it in my heart to support my nephew who works full time. You know, he's 19, just graduated high school, and he put off college because he needed to work. He couldn't afford college at the time. And I learned that he is starting to get back into community college. And I just felt like, I want to support him. And so I wrote a check and sent it to him. And, like he's going to be really shocked and surprised. But what happened was when I got clear about who I wanted to be and what I would do when I have a powerful relationship with money, I just started making decisions that way, right? And when you live your life that way, you're going to feel powerful. You're going to feel positive about yourself. You're going to feel really good about yourself. So I want you to really think about like what your life would look like when money's not an issue for you, when it's not a challenge. The challenge is gone. Like, what would you do differently? What would you believe differently? Right? How would you show up in your life? Maybe for you, it's like a confidence issue. And if this was addressed, you would like show up differently. You would behave differently. You would think of yourself differently, right? You would start to feel like, you know what, I'm worth it. And then I want you to think about, like, what's a small action you could take to support your new intention? What's a small action you could take? So maybe it's you've decided like you're going to just start putting aside, I don't know, $50 for yourself, but whatever it may be, whatever action you feel called to do for yourself. Maybe you're going to invest in yourself. Maybe you're going to, I don't know, cancel something you're not using. Whatever it is for you, I want you just to connect to yourself for a moment and just really ask yourself, what action can I take right now to support my new intention to have a really healthy and positive relationship with money? And to see what shows up for you, and go ahead and write that down. Okay? And before we go through our clearing exercise, I want you to go back and write down what your biggest challenge is with money. What's the belief? What's the fear? And if you haven't written it down, please go back to that. I'm going to take us. I'm going to actually take us all off mute. If you do want to mute yourself, feel free to do that. That's totally fine. I'm unmuting everybody, but if you do need to mute yourself, please feel free to do that. And what I want to do is now so there's many ways to release our money blocks. Having an intention to do so is a powerful way, right? It's a great way to begin to release our money block. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through a breath exercise to clear the money block. So if you feel safe to do so, could you please share in the chat, what is your money block? Are you willing to share what's your money block? If so, you can write it in the chat. If not, you can keep it to yourself. That's okay. So here's what I want you to do. Oops. I'm gonna mute us all for a second again. Here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and I want you to think of your money block. Let's just say, for example, your money block was you don't think you're good with money. I'm just giving an example. What I want you to do is you're going to breathe that in, not good with money. And you're going to hold that in your mind, because when you hold it in your mind, you're now becoming aware with the intention to release it. And you're going to release it. And you're going to come back in and breathe. And what I want you to do is you're going to come back in, breathe, and then change it to, I am good with money. I am good with money, right? So breathe it in, not good with money. Release, say release, I release this, and then breathe out, I am good with money. I am good with money. Yeah, and someone is sharing like the fear of changing jobs, right? And having financial. And so here's a great way to work with that fear. I'm willing to believe that if I change a job, a better one is in its place. It's already waiting for me, and it meets all of my financial needs. And guys, like I want to share with you, just to give you some inspiration. I have a client, and he was just kind of like feeling really stressed out at his job. And he just felt like he couldn't do it anymore. Really successful guy in project management, and just felt like he couldn't do it anymore. And so he called, and we've been working on this, and he called me and he's like, I'm just going to resign. I just don't want to do it anymore. And we really talked about like the consequences, what it would mean. And we kind of really worked on his mindset. Here's the crazy part. This was fast. I mean, I was just, wow. Like, this is the power of changing your mindset. Was like, literally, he gave in his, like, I'm not going to do it anymore. Just as before he was walking out the door, someone stops him and say, hey, wait a minute, before you do this, there's another job within the same company. Will you take that? He did. Like, literally, this is the same day, guys. Like, not like, this is how amazing it is. It's the same day. He has a job where he feels supported, right? He's like making the same income, but not working as hard. Okay. He has more time for himself now. So when we have a fear, you're managing the fear, right? I'm willing to believe that even if I need to change my job, my financial needs will be met. I can make money. I'm capable of it. I'm worthy of receiving it, right? So like when we have anxiety and when we attempt to change our mind, like all that anxiety comes up. So what we do to soften is I'm willing to believe. I'm willing to believe I'm supported. I'm willing to believe I'm going to be provided for. And we take action from the positive belief. That's what's key. You've got to take action from the positive belief, because that's what makes the difference, even when you're scared. That's why we use willing. I'm willing to believe. So let's go back now to your primary negative belief around money. And what you're going to do is, let's go back to the exercise. I'm going to have you start on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Go ahead and rate it. Okay, you can put it in the chat, whatever it is. If it's a 9, fine. If it's 10, we're going to go through the breathe in. Whatever your fear is, have the intention to clear it and say the opposite. And I want you to continue to do that and notice the number go down, okay? Notice the number go down. Now, if for some reason this is hard for you, I'm gonna offer you one more powerful technique that you can use that could help you, and it's called tapping. If you've not heard of tapping, it's super easy, very forgiving, and what it does is it works on your meridian lines, right, and clearing out energetic blocks. I'm going to go through a series of tapping, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So this is something you can do really quick, and you're going to get the replay of this to learn this, okay? We do on meridian pulling. So let's just even though I, don't have the money I want, or whatever your fear is, even though I am so scared of asking for more money, whatever it may be, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, so for karate chop, top of your head, even though I don't think, I don't think I can be free with money. Money is going to be hard. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have all these fears about money, even though I don't know if it's going to show up for me, what's going to happen to me, I'm so scared. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. You know what? Maybe I can make money. Maybe it's possible for me. Maybe good things can happen. Maybe people want to support me. Maybe money wants to show up for me. Maybe I had it wrong. Maybe I am good enough. So all of this would be tapping, right? Top of our head, eye, side, down, lip, lower lip, chest, and underneath your arm until you reach a 2 or less. When you reach a 2 or less, even to a 0, that's an indication that the block has subsided. You've calmed it down. And that could be very powerful technique for releasing your money blocks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take a couple of minutes, because I'm being told by my program here by Zoom that I've got 4 minutes and 28 seconds. So what I'm going to do is give you a chance to share if there's anything you would like to share, like what's coming up for you. Are you feeling more relieved? Do you notice your mind is shifting? Please share, what's coming up for you? Or, and sometimes the negative beliefs and fears come up to the surface. That's what we're releasing. Okay. That's what we're releasing. So be okay with that. Keep tapping, keep breathing. And here's what I want to encourage you to do. Declarations or affirmations are very, very powerful. They're very powerful because they set your intention. And what I want you to do is practice every morning, just for 2 or 3 minutes, saying a declaration that supports your positive belief. So let's just say we're going to use the declaration of I am worthy of abundance. I want you to breathe that in. In the morning, you're going to breathe it in. Now, if you feel resistance because your body's tight, it's okay. Keep practicing. Keep practicing until your body relaxes into this and your mind settles down. And what you'll begin to see is a shift. Your mind will be open to the possibility. You'll feel it. You'll breathe it. Imagine what your life is when you're living it. Really feel into it. Man, I am worthy of abundance. Start to get your mind to focus on when abundance shows up, because you're basically saying yes. And remember, abundance shows up in many ways: relationships, money, support, family, friends, good health. All of those are forms of abundance, right? And you want to start to train your mind to see the abundance that's available to you, because that's your mind working for you. And that's what you want to create more of, okay? You want to be creating more of that. So here's what I want to share with you right now is what I would like to share is an opportunity if you would like to go deeper into working together. And what I have available is there's our Unleash Your Prosperity Masterclass that's beginning September 18th. That's next week, next Monday. And in this 8-week class, we clear your money blocks. We release the fears and insecurities around money. We raise your ability to attract money. We show you how to balance earning, spending, and saving with confidence. You will improve your ability to receive abundance. And this is a really powerful program where we go through powerful processes to really help you kind of declutter any fears, release negative blocks, whatever may be getting in your way of having prosperity. We clear that in this powerful program. And the program starts next Monday, and you get 8 live powerful lessons. You get the replay, forever access. We go through processes. We go through worksheets. And listen, because you've joined me here today, if you take fast action, meaning if you respond within the next 24 hours, so by Tuesday at 11 o'clock, I'm going to add these fast action bonuses. You're going to get a specialized money clearing session valued at $325. So we will directly work on your specific money blocks, clear those out. You're going to get the abundance gift sets, and you're also going to receive my secret tips for successful money habits. And this program is really powerful. It's 8 weeks. In this 8 weeks, we're going to go through all these amazing processes to help you get more confident in your relationship with money, clear out your fears, and help you really set yourself up for your own financial success. The investment is only $297 for 8 weeks. And when I calculate it, literally that's only $34 a week. So I've made it super affordable because it's really valued at $597, and that's how I'll be selling it to the general public. But because you've joined me, I'm going to be offering it to you for $297, 8 weeks of my time, recordings that you can keep forever. So I really want to invite you guys to start. And